Alright, what's up guys? My name is Jace. I am going to be going over another video going over AI, how I run my seven-figure business with AI. I recorded a free class recently about talking about the operations of AI, but it's just so essential in how I run my business, how I run my operations, and I just want to go over it. I want to overview it, and I want to show you guys the growth path that you guys can actually use to grow your business with AI. If you're an operator, if you're a coach, and talking about scaling, and this is exactly what I'm doing to scale all my businesses to 7 figures plus per month, and I'm teaching the lessons and how I am using this to get there. All right, most people can't scale their business because they don't have repeatable systems. They can't scale to multiple clients with the agency model. They can't scale to multiple clients with the coaching model, where it's just a one-off deal where it's not revenue shared, it's not recurring, this, that, and the third, and they just can't scale. And I'll just say the quiet part out loud. The system that I'm running now, I've used to scale my business from zero to at its peak for $450K a month and consistently $250K plus per month in my businesses essentially. I run my agency full time. I consistently operate with about 7 to 10 clients at a time under our agency. At one point it was about 15, but we keep cutting off the bad ones and keep we keep the ones that are obviously making over 100K to 150K a month. And we obviously keep the ones that are making over 150K per month plus. And here's the thing. I run the copy, the backend, the sales, the marketing for all my clients, right? For a cut of 35+%. 6 and multiple 7-figure brands. I don't write a single piece of copy anymore. I'll tweak some. I'll make sure some ads are looking right, because the difference is between the clients who are at 10K a month and my clients that are at over 500K a month to $1 million a month plus isn't the ideas. It's system in place to delegate more ideas over and over again, right? And when you're consistently making under 6 figures a month, your ideas become slim. Your systems become slim, and you don't have anything that you basically need. And AI basically replaces that. AI is the biggest system unlock, but the things that I'm talking about, I see few people actually implementing in their business. And if you as an operator are using ChatGPT or Gemini or Claude, just like a search engine, or you're not using it right, you don't have automated systems in place, even just basic things like project knowledge, repeatable processes. If you're not using AI to onboard your clients a million times faster, you're using it wrong, and you're losing millions of dollars, by the way. And you're losing clients to people like me and people that will go and close them. You don't know that every time you talk to AI, every time you try to make it write a VSL page, every time you try to make it write a VSL, new emails, new Instagram copy, you're starting from scratch. It doesn't have any proof of concept to use. It doesn't know that you want to make high ticket sales. It doesn't know that you want to make low ticket sales. It doesn't have any context. My AI, basically all of the systems that I have, are completely perfect, and they write better than you, they write better than most people, they make systems better than most people, and they're consistently making new skills and new knowledge so I can continue to make my business better. And all I do is put my assistant and my COO in place so that I can implement it better than I can. You're re-explaining your business every single time you're running an AI chat. That's 15 to 20 minutes of wasted time, and that's just the bottom of the fucking barrel. So if you're spending 15 to 20 minutes, hypothetically, to explain your business every time you're running AI, you run it 10 times, let's say. That's like 2.5 hours that you just wasted on AI by just prompting. That's 12 hours a week. That's somebody's entire part-time job just by getting AI to understand your business. That's ridiculous. And then some of you guys have AI hurting your business, losing you money. This is why AI sounds generic. You don't actually think you can use it as a tool to make you millions of dollars. You don't actually think you can use it as a tool to help you make a lot of money, to help you scale clients to 6 to 7 figures as an operator, and then have those 6 to 7 figures in this bucket where you have systems in place. You're using AI to just fucking magically put out outputs, and then you go and getting in more 6 to 7 figure clients and putting them in here. And like I said with this channel, I'm not talking about just things that sound magical or things that sound unrealistic. I'm talking about things that I've actually done. But if you don't have buckets in place, and if you're not using AI to your advantage, you're not going to make the money that you want to make. And I know this because I've probably spent over 300 plus hours just AI prompting, trying to get it to delegate things, trying to make SOPs. I have over 250 plus SOPs for my agency. I sell those because I wanted to delegate and I wanted to make it easier. I wanted to make the systems easier. Here's the hidden cost though. When I was running copy for my top offer, I would spend 30 minutes. When I was running copy for my top offer, I was spending 30 minutes loading in context before any VSL, getting angry, which took away mental bandwidth, because anytime that you're doing copywriting or anything creative, you get angry. And when you get angry, you don't have good energy to put into the project and can't output as much. And I spent 30 minutes just writing the hook. I never liked it. And then I wouldn't even want to imagine, and sometimes it would take me days to write a VSL. And then I'd have 4 more clients, and that shit would just, it made me seem like the agency model wasn't possible. And that, by the way, that's what kicks 75 to 80% of people out. Now, I write a VSL hook, a perfect one by the way, that converts for us millions of dollars in 30 seconds. Why do I do that? 1, I have tons of offers that have already been successful with these. 2, I gave AI the exact SOP, and I call it an anti-SOP. Like when you have things that you don't want AI to be saying, like for example, this is so like sidetracked, but I have an SOP, anti-SOPs, if you want to say, on let's say Reels. There are Reels that sound completely like AI. We all know what it is, the no fluff bullshit. I have a doc on how not to sound like AI, pull out all of the project information when we do the market research for clients, pull out all of their other content docs, and make perfect marketing. I plugged that in along with examples from my successful clients. VSL, 30 seconds. VSL hook, 30 seconds. Whole VSL, bro. 4 to 5 minutes. You can add in some testimonials. I have an AI SOP for testimonial check for making sure they're good. I have an AI SOP for turning in their voice memo that they submit explaining their offer and turning that into a complete offer sales doc. I've seen people not use AI in their businesses, especially in the coaching and consulting world. It's a fucking mess, bro. Because it used to be you would pay people hundreds of thousands of dollars to manage things for you, to write copy for you. Other copywriters can share businesses, and it's not an 80 to 90% margin business anymore. It would be like a 30 to 50% margin business, which is still fine, but it's ass. It's horrible. One day your copy sounds like you, the next day it sounds like a fucking robot. And honestly, it always sounds like a robot. And you can't delegate AI tasks to your team because nothing is documented between you. Okay? And for example, the 5 things every business owner must feed into AI, and I know I switch outfits here, but I had to record this in a different frame, different timeline. Your offer, your avatar, your USP, your proof, and your frameworks, okay? And that can go from sales to marketing to market research, this, that, and the third, and then you need proof of concept. And once you do that, you can write all of the copy for it. So I am going to link 2 trainings that I had with AI, showing you first beginner stuff with AI and how to set this up, and then more advanced stuff when it comes to Claude, when it comes to complete offer prompts, when it comes to advanced things that I use to run my 7-figure agency. And as a growth operator, you can use a scale to 10 to 20 plus clients using automated systems. Enjoy, and I hope you guys learn a lot from this and plug these things into your business as well. So I ran a webinar for my offer. And all right, Angel's joining. So I just ran a webinar for my offer. And keep in mind, like, I would rather have my brand than a lot of these like influencers, bro, who are consistently just posting lifestyle and get lost in that trap. Because you guys don't see it, but like I'll get a good 4,000 to 5,000 views on Reels, whatnot. Bro, they're also high quality. So there was 2 guys who just joined yesterday. I don't know if you guys saw my story. But one of them was like the chief marketing officer or whatever for one of Iman's companies. Never followed me before. He joined my webinar for the first time. I think he saw a cold reel, which got like 4,000 views. First webinar he joined, piffed the next fucking day. And I had 85 people on my webinar, which I recommend all of you guys get like at least 1,000 registrants. But like I said, with mine, I booked about 10 to 11 calls. We made 35K yesterday, around 35K just from like the webinar yesterday. And super sick. So I'm probably going to be running those weekly, and webinars just eat. And the reason I say webinars eat is because I don't want you guys to, like I said, I like explaining why certain things work. So it's all about like market sophistication. I'm going to be going over some AI stuff today because I want to use it for a lot of like just other material that I'll be doing here later. But Josh is my old sales manager. It's super lit, super lit. But I'm going to explain like market sophistication for you guys a little bit here and why you guys want to run it for your clients later and what you can use to explain it to your clients. So I'm just going to go over this. So let's say like, I'll just explain. I was going to pull up Miro, but I don't really care. So like, let's say you guys are running with a client and all of the clients are like, you know what I'm saying? Like I was talking to one of my boys yesterday. He runs a coaching program. He hit like 100K for like 2 months. And he had this false belief that he reached out to all of his followers and he has touched all of his followers and nobody's sellable anymore in the DMs. But we've technically touched all of our followers. I have like 2 to 3 setters in my DMs at all time in Twitter and Instagram. And we still like book 10 plus calls and we're closing at a 90% rate.
just for licensing. And I've done crazy numbers like that for some of my clients' smaller offers. And all that is, bro, is that is just market sophistication to a T. So I will share my screen. Just let me share my screen real quick. So I'll go over this. So there is like this pocket of buyers anytime that you start that are just going to be more warmed up because they've just been more like indoctrinated to your content. And why do you guys think like Iman is always running events and stuff like that? Because he understands this to a T. So this is like the pocket of buyers that are just like red hot. You know what I'm saying? So I'll just be like, these are like the red hot people. And then they're always going to be like this other pocket of buyers who are going to be like more yellow, which is like way, way, way bigger, which I don't know why I made that red, but just pretend that's yellow, right? And these people are going to be just watchers, essentially. We'll just call these like watchers. And what these people need is it's not that they're not in a buyer's perspective. They just need like more content to buy. They need like more engagement to buy. They need like more of a selling point. So these people can get away with being sold on like two of the three like market sophistication points. So what these people can get away with is they can be sold on you know what I'm saying, mechanism, which is let's say coaching, trading, yada yada yada. They can be sold on proof of mechanism, proof of success. Bro, this is retarded. How does Alex Becker write so good with these, bro? And then they can be sold also just on your like journey or brand. I'll just say brand. So basically like mechanism, your proof of success with mechanism, and then brand. And then there's another one which is like self. So like their success with it, which is usually sold on the sales call. It can also be sold in your content. If you guys ever see like a brand go crazy, like with success, they usually sell people on success with themselves with their content, and that's why they can sell mass market. If you guys remember Eddie Cumberbatch's craze in like 2023, where he was saying like all you need to do is partner with an influencer and get like 15% of theirs and tell them that they're going crazy on this. Levin Red did this very well. That's why he was stuck at like $1 million a month. Iman with SMMA, yada yada yada. You don't need to do this, but this is how you sell mass market. These three things. Now, these pocket of buyers will be sold on a longer piece of content. So what did I do in the webinar? Well, I showed a live demonstration. So what did I do? I'll just be like, what was the fix? The holy solution to turn these people to pockets of buyers that will like turn into these people, I guess. So super shitty diagram, but whatever. I live demonstration. I made it easy to understand and I made it believable. And so all of these were just transitioning these people into selling them on the market, selling them on the, you know what I'm saying, proof of success. With my business, I showed them wires, selling them on the brand, which I just showed them my wires again, and then proving that they can do it. And the way that I did this is I made the whole webinar about AI, and I simply just showed them how easy it is to plug in a prompt and build a funnel with AI, and then plug in also the complete offer. And I kept mentioning all the wires I received and like how like short I've been running this business model for. And then it like blew some people away. And then I had like no bad comments because they were already sold on the brand, a lot of them. And so yeah, this is market sophistication to a T. So anytime that you guys feel like your short form content or your long form content isn't doing crazy, webinars or any kind of like long traffic source is going to go crazy. Anytime that you ever go to Iman's channel, if I go to Iman, right? He's always running an event, bro. Always, always, always running an event. And this is simply because like there's always more people coming in, and this is the only way he can continue to sell more business models. I think he's run like a shadow operator event and AI operator event, yada yada yada. But yeah, that's crazy. And also, if you guys have a smaller client with or you run a smaller brand, like for example, you Ricky, a webinar could be fucking fire, bro. Like super fire. And if you guys want to know like the whole whisper tease shout thing, just use a poll, bro. Use a poll and be like, yo, if I, hosted a longer event, hosted a longer webinar, like, would you guys want it on? Like advertise it for 10 days, go crazy, and then you'd be good. And then as far as ads to webinar, a lot of you guys ask me like, should I run ads to the webinar right away? If you guys don't, I think priming your clients is always really good. So like, for example, you can run the first webinar just going crazy on organic and trying to run some ads. Let Marathon in here. and then just use the money that you basically took from the webinar and just plug it into ads, retargeting ads, and now push them back to the webinar. And ads to a webinar, by the way, would just be as easy as this. So I showed my clients this, and I'm going to just show you guys this as far as like content running to a webinar. I'm not going to cover this whole group call on webinars, but I'm just basically documenting what I did essentially. So for example, if I go to my contents, if everyone sees this, so like these two, this video, and then yeah, these two videos are both CTAing the webinar here. So this video is what got like that piff yesterday. I guess he just came in and a bunch of people saw it. And like, for example, this guy piffed yesterday, never followed me before. Brian's in the program now, so did his business partner. And I also had a call with this girl yesterday about her coaching program, and she's about to join licensing soon. I know I'm like putting people on blast, but whatever. And basically what this is what I can do now is this is the content that I ran, and I'm huge on just like proof of concept, for example. So what I'm going to do next is I'm actually just going to run this as an ad creative. I'm just going to boost this. And what you could do in Webinar Jam is you can just make it happen every single week. I'll show you guys the frequency. I'm just going to run this as a top of funnel ad, how I run my 7-figure agency completely with AI. All you need to do is how I run X with X mechanism. That's all you need to run. And then what am I going to retarget them with? Well, I'm going to retarget them with a webinar ad. So somebody that does this really good, by the way, is Cody Sanchez, one of Jeremy's clients. Like they only run the Forrester strategy. I don't know like what they do mostly on like top of funnel as far as like the targeting, but I'm pretty sure they just do A+ and then just like lookalike audiences. But I think it's Cody Sanchez. Let me see if they're running it still. But as you guys see, like her main, like her retargeting, all she does, bro, I'll show you guys this. I know my screen's very wide. Can you guys still see it? That all she runs is videos like this with no CTA. Some of them are send messages, yes, but it's no CTA. It's like straight to YouTube, this and the third. Targeting people who watch 75%, pushing them to webinar. I'm going to do the same exact thing. Don't need these crazy creatives. She's just more mass market. But yeah, I'm going to do the same exact thing. So I'm going to answer some questions. Does that make sense to anybody? Does anybody have any questions?
Yeah, bro. Question. I've never been inside of like an ads manager, really dabbled into paid stuff. When you're looking at the Facebook ads library, how can you tell which ads are like cold, which ones are retargeting, all that?
Yeah, just understand. You just have to understand like why people are doing certain things. So for example, like I would go watch like the Forrester ad strategy, this, that, and the third. And I also know who runs Cody Sanchez's ads. So I know like Jeremy is running this, but you just have to understand to a T, like why would Cody, someone who has 100,000, 200,000 plus followers, be running a view ad essentially where it's just
there's 4 stages you have to go to.
Let me share my audio. This will make a lot of sense.
No, your audio is already being shared.
Okay, so like this, right?
If you want to get a business to $10 million.
Retarded, bro. 40.
Plus in revenue. First stage is you do everything. The janitor, the CEO, do all of it. This is usually up to your first 500K revenue. Second stage is
so what she's doing here is she's teaching and she's showing that she knows what you're talking about. Usually you can't warm people up by this, but bro, there is this example of this video that I just saw, and I saw like everybody reposting it, and it was a Coinbase promo. It was like a Coinbase promo of like them launching a new product. And I counted myself on the amount of times I saw it. I saw it once and I was like, this is cool. I don't know what the fuck this is. I saw it twice. I saw it 3 times, saw it 4 or 5 times. After the 5th time, bro, I was like, damn, this is probably somewhat important. Let me watch it end to end. And now I'm sold on the product. This is exactly what they're doing here. She's just trying to warm people up. So for example, the way that this is really good is Cody Sanchez, all she's trying to do, because you got to understand like the goal of info. I'll stop sharing my screen real quick. The goal of info is just to get as many people in the buying pocket as possible. So what Cody Sanchez is trying to do is she's trying to just speed up that process as fast as possible. So she literally just puts a bunch of content into an ad set, goes and targets as many ICP people or as many cold audience people as possible, targets the people who watch 75% of it, who go on the page but don't book as a custom audience on Facebook, yada, yada, yada. And then she just retargets them with another ad set that has a bunch of content to try and warm them up more. And then also like the what's it called? Like the direct response ads. And the direct response ads are directly like getting people to try to directly respond to this, which is a funnel essentially. find me the money. So a lot of times this will be like, if your business isn't doing real revenue, and the reason she says this is because all of her content is showing you how to make real revenue with cash flow not being tight, essentially, you know? So like, but I would say if I was just trying to do AI is I would be like, yo, if you're still not using AI, you're losing a shit ton of money. I'm showing you exactly how to do it in this free training. You know? Let me answer the comments, the chats. Wild. Is Twitter DM setting the same as IG setting? I do use the same DM structures. I will tell you guys, I recommend all of you guys get in the little entrepreneur pocket in Twitter. Twitter is a gold mine for outreach. It really is, because you can find people who have a crazy audience on Twitter, but they don't have any followers on Instagram, and Twitter is a really engaged audience. And so they'll respond right away on their personal because they don't have like hella people reaching out to them. But yeah, what budget do you recommend for webinars? I'd still push the 70-30, 70% to top of funnel, 30% to retargeting. So are you guys running ads to webinars, Hayden?
For the one we just did, yeah. But like for Nigel, like we're gonna be doing like exactly what you said, like the profile ads and the retargeting. So we're about to set it up.
Okay, bet. Are you guys following that structure, the 70-30?
Yeah, 2
Okay. Bet. So like let's say you're running $1,000 and then so 700 to like the profile ads and then 300 to the retargeting because it's a smaller bucket. Nigel's gonna print, bro. I'm excited to see how that works. He's been needing to make more money with info for sure. Does it connect to ManyChat? Yeah, connect to ManyChat on the CTA. So I just always have ManyChat set up. Can you track 75% on organic reels for retargeting or just ads? I'll show you like what I mean by that. So like, for example, let's say I go to like an ad accounts, you can target like in the custom audiences. So I'll just use this as like a recording just so like, you know what I'm saying? You guys kind of like, what's it called? So if I go to audience and then I go to 75%, you can track it on organic right here. So 70% view, essentially 180 days. And then you just
wait, Jace, I can't see your screen.
Oh shit. My bad.
No, you're good.
There you go. You see this? Like if you go to audiences, when you go to the ad spend, you just go here, custom audience. I'm gonna edit this and you select the certain videos on here. These are the ones you can do. Does that make sense? All right. Any other cues? All right, sweet. I'm gonna go over GHL funnel structures. So I'm gonna go over AI stuff real quick and AI coding. Claude Code is getting huge. I'm trying to position myself as being the front line of it. And so I'm just gonna go over structures real quick and then what we're kind of doing here. And I just provided somewhat of an example. So give me 1 second here. Let me go to one that we completely created from scratch. So I'll show you guys here. So this is one of my past clients. We're gonna be running some other stuff with them in the future, but this is usually the structure we like to run with a lot of our clients. So it's usually an inner circle page, a post booking page, and then also a what's it called? We'll have an opt-in page if it's necessary. So like for example, for Q. Now, this is not our actual opt-in page, it's just an example. We better copy on the actual one, but this would be like an opt-in page that we use for all of our clients. We use it for crypto creators as well, and like a lot of people that have a lot of unqualified audiences, so we can go and push it. So for example, I'm always going to lead this to an opt-in page, and this is usually like the structure. So you guys can see opt-in page, VSL after, and then the inner circle apply. This can be a second page, or you can have it just right below the video if you want. If you have it just right below embedded on the video, it doesn't really change conversions. Honestly, I prefer more to have it right below the video on the same VSL page. And then there will be a call booking page, which actually we don't use a call booking page because it's right on Typeform. But if you ever had it and you needed a different call booking page, we have this just in case we ever need to send people directly to Calendly. Usually it's just integrated at the end of here, but there will also always be a post booking page, and then terms and condition of privacy policy is just used for A2P. And the post booking page will always look something like this with a post booking video. And then I'll usually have like the emails, the Yahoo, the Outlook on here before. Now, the reason why this is so important is simply because like you can replicate this with just looking at funnels like this. So for example, I created all of this with Claude. I simply just made an iPhone thing right here. I told it to make it look like the structure of like an Apple, what's it called? Like the same text as like an Apple website would look. So like if we go to Apple, like it's using the same text. Now we don't want to make our funnels look like fucking sophisticated like Apple, but if you guys look here, like it's the same exact like font that we use for Apple, which is super good. And then we just use Gmail to go and check their notifications essentially. And you guys can basically go and integrate videos using AI. You guys can tell it to basically use code to go and like do a lot of things. But also this is what I meant by the funnel essentially. And so basically what I did here is I took a simple funnel like Iman's, and it was another funnel that he was running. It wasn't this one, but let's say this funnel, for example. I screenshotted this, which this is just creative at the end of the day. And I simply just told AI to help me make with everything that it knows about Johnny's offer or someone's or like my client's offer and make this structure without having the same like what's it called like text on it without plagiarizing, because that's not the business that we run. So I'll go and screenshot all of this and I'll show you guys the exact process that I want to go over for doing this. So like I'll go and screenshot all these things, but these only come to place when you get the complete offer map. So I'm going to open Miro real quick and then I'm going to just show you guys like creating a funnel with you guys so I can just use this for content and I can like push you guys to the wall anytime you guys have questions about this. So this is how the structure is always done, right? So when you onboard a client, you're going to get a few things. So for example, you're going to get I'm going to record with this shit, bro. I'm going to do shapes actually. So you're going to get the voice memo, offer docs, offer type form, submissions, and offer feedback, which is all done on this. So like this is like all the complete offer stuff that we do on onboarding. If you guys kind of know how that means on the onboarding doc, this turns into market research for us, right? So this speeds up market research. The reason why this is important too is because we used to do market research all completely on the audience and just kind of figure it out ourselves. This allows us to do market research so we can allow us to perfect the offer to make all sales assets without large communication from clients. And so basically, I'm going to show you guys something here where I'm going to actually take one of our voice memo TXT files, turn it into a voice memo transcripts, turn it into a TXT file, plug it into AI with the prompt, turn it into a complete offer doc, give it back to AI in a Claude profile, turn that into a funnel based on screenshots and Claude code, and then turn it into their GHL. And you guys can kind of see how this is like full stack. And then we take this to basically TXT file, T file, and then to prompt to AI prompt for complete AI prompting, because you need to prompt your AI and tell it who it is, tell AI who they are, essentially. So for example, like this would be like Q's offer, Claude profile. And then I also do this on ChatGPT, very easy, because this would be in like the project files. And by the way, I told everyone on the webinar, I don't care about like I'll show you guys, like if I go to Claude, I don't care about project dumping. I literally just like stack all of my fucking owned assets into Claude so it can just talk back. I know a lot of AI nerds will be like, this isn't the right way to do it. I simply just don't care because I know what outcome I'm doing at the end of the day. And then if I go back here, so TXT, Claude, and then we'll be making the owned assets from there. And then with direct feedback. And so what this allows us to do also is, I'm just going to show you guys this because this is very important. You guys can use what's called past scripts, VSLs, etc. with proof of concept. And the reason why you guys even join licensing is because I have multiple VSL sales scripts etc., emails to send the third from past audiences that you guys can simply turn like turn what's called structure into like exact offer and use the same structure that a certain email that ran a 7-figure campaign is and turn it into one that's with your offer. And this is why this is so important, like the complete offer stack as well. This is just like what I think of and like what saved our business like a lot of fucking time essentially as well. So I'm gonna show you guys this. So I'm gonna pull up a voice memo that we wrote for one of our clients. I'm gonna turn it into a TXT file. And I'm going to basically like outline this entire process for you guys, record this entire thing, and then it'll be super fire. So while I'm doing this, while I'm pulling this up, who has questions for me? I'll take questions while I go and get this voice memo from one of our clients real quick.
Yo, question, bro. I see you
So,
use Claude a lot. Why is that? Like, why Claude instead of ChatGPT? I'm curious.
Claude is just like they're made for marketing and they're made for like longer thinking, but like faster. Like their company is just way better. So ChatGPT is like cheap essentially, and that's why it's so fast. And a lot of they're made for the mass market essentially. So if you ever see how ChatGPT is so fast, it's because it doesn't use a lot of long-term thinking, but Claude does, and they still speed up that process because it has so much marketing data. So in this space, just so well known for like writing marketing copy to send the third, you know?
So for like all client work, I should be using Claude.
Yeah, I use ChatGPT for simple questions, but for writing and project files, yeah, it is good. It's the
Got
best.
that.
What's up, Noah?
Yeah, I have a question. So what do you use the screenshots for? Like what do you even I mean I'm sure you're gonna show it.
Yeah, I'll
What
show you. I'll show you. I just want to get this voice memo in first. Because you can like, yeah, I'll show you guys. I'll show you guys.
Sure.
I'm trying to pull up a fucking voice memo from one of our clients. I'm trying to see if it's in the Google. Oh, it is. Okay, so sweet. So I'm gonna download this. Let's say your client puts it in the Google Drive, right?
Hi, this is Regan Hillia.
I'm gonna download this. Let's see if it takes a. I actually think. Okay, it's done. And then I'm gonna go to something like Premiere Pro. Now you guys can just go to TXT file generator on your book, or maybe CapCut can do this, but I just always do this because it's just super easy. So I'll plug it in. Just go to MMM, and then I'll like you guys can literally just look up TXT file generator, but I'll plug this into here. Take the transcript right here, and then I'll export this as a TXT file essentially. So just give it 1 second while it transcribes. Export to TXT. Okay, sweet. Downloads, and I'm recording one place. All right, sweet. Go to save. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to Notion real quick. Okay, so I'm gonna pull up Notion. I know you guys can't see it. I'm gonna pull up the prompts that I have. So SOP library, AI SOPs, and I have basically a complete offer prompt here. Now you guys have access to this. This should be in WAP. I know a lot of you guys have trouble finding a lot of stuff like this, but I basically just take this prompt. I go to Claude, and I already have a lot of my SOPs. Now, you guys should have all of the SOPs I gave you guys in licensing honestly attached to Claude, bro. It's just so useful, like a lot of the things that I give you. But what I'm basically going to do is I'm basically putting this in, okay? So you are a world-class offer, build me a complete offer breakdown, which client is in this for. And a lot of times I'll just give it more context. So I'll be like, I am pasting a voice memo that my client gave me, overviewing their offer, backstory, etc., that we're going to use for her high ticket program and sales, whatever. And then you can literally just plug this in. Let me go to TXT. What the fuck is this? And then recording TXT. Boom. And then what you guys can also do is if you guys get the Typeform submissions, I don't want to skip this step as well. But I'm gonna go to like VSL client survey and whatnot, and I'm gonna go to one of the files that I have here. So let's say like for example, taking one of my clients. I don't want to show a lot of this because I know a lot of you guys like. Yeah, let me just go right here. Basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and download this essentially, and I'm going to plug it into a CSV. A CSV file can also be used because they're just answering this. If you guys know the onboarding form and you guys know the questions that I ask the clients, I'm going to go here and just know if you guys have an offer in this call, you guys can do the same exact thing for your offer. I'm just talking to operators and coaches in here, but I don't think this is where's the CSV? It's actually this one. Yeah. But I'm not going to do it for this sense because that wasn't Reagan's as well. It's not the same offer, but you guys should do that after they complete the Typeform as well. And then it's going to spit this out for me. So basically after it spits this out, which I don't know why Claude is tripping right here, but submit it again. I'm going to then plug this in and I'm going to go after this. I'm going to go to Claude. And I'm going to create a new project. And what it's going to look like is, let's just say like example client. You don't have to fill any of this out right here, create a project. And I'm going to add all of the files that I have from her. So I'm going to add all of the CSV files. I'm going to add the TXT file in here again. And then what I'm also going to do is I'm going to add text content and explanation of offer. And what this is going to look like is Claude is going to generate me this, and then it's going to give me this. Now, personally, I already have this, okay? I already have her example offer, just right here, essentially. And you guys can see that it basically just goes over the same exact thing, right? And then I have the TXT file. I have her, any offers that you guys get from the client about their offer, any asks you guys have about their offer. For example, we got a bunch of onboarding sheets. We got a bunch of this, that, and the third. We plugged it all into this AI. So give me a breakdown of this offer to a beginner, right? To a beginner. I don't know why this is saying this shit, but you guys can see it's creating this here. I hope Claude's not having like a big glitch or something like that, but so I'll just go over this and I'll go over the next steps with the, what's it called, with the chat. 1 second. Yeah, so you guys can see exactly what it's doing, and we wanted to sell on it. And by the way, for every profile, as long as you have this, let's say like your main business profile right here, as long as you have all of the SOPs just in one, Claude does have memory to know like what it's basically like talking about. Okay, so that's that. All right, so next you have that, you have the complete offer stack, this, and the third. So I'm gonna go and like just cross these out real quick. So you did this, you did market research. Next you're going to so you did this, essentially you're gonna get direct feedback, and we're gonna go and make the funnels now. So let's plug it in here. Funnels, so fucking annoying. There you go. So funnels, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna paste some code. So I want to create a funnel for Reagan. I want it to be a VSL funnel following this design, but going over per offer. Now, once you guys create your first funnel using Claude, you guys will be good, because all you can do is simply just take this code, like take a code from a past client right here. So for example, this is the code that Claude gave me for one, and I can just Command A, press this, and I can like just give it to Claude. Now I'm going to show you guys exactly, I don't know, I didn't copy, but I'm going to show you guys exactly how you guys can, one sec, copy. So it would paste right here, and then giving over for her offer, please. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to tell Claude, I pasted an example code for one of my clients, what's it called? Funnels. Use this same structure, but use Reagan's offer details, etc., to make sure it's completely accurate. Now, if you guys don't have any clients that you use the funnel for yet, all you can do is just go to somebody that you know that runs a good VSL, go to one of my clients, just find one. You guys are smart enough to go and do that, obviously. But for example, let's say I go to a funnel here and I just go and like paste this essentially. So I want it using the same structure. It's going to take some tweaks because you're going to have to eventually plug this in, yada, yada, yada. But I'd say I linked the screenshot and make the code now and make sure it's on Opus 4.5. And so what it's going to do is it's going to go and create this. I don't know why Cloud's being so gay right now, but it's going to go and create this now, and it's going to be very like chopped, because what you need to do on the actual image side is you need to go and host a lot of these images, and you need to go and get the type form for this, and you need the code embed, and you need to give that back to Claude and be like, okay, now plug this into type form. And then you need to like, basically what you can do is after you create this, it's just a prompting game now. So after it creates this front end, which is going to take like 2 or 3 minutes, I'm going to be like, okay, sweet. So now what I want after the type form is I want these 3 FAQs, and I want these common questions, and I want student result pages. And I'm going to give you all of these examples of student results, essentially. Now I'm going to show you guys real quick for hosting the images, what you guys need to host images on Claude. So you go to image hoster and ImageBB. And what you're going to do is you're going to go and start uploading an image, and then it's going to give you a link to go and paste it. You go and give it to Claude after going and pasting these. So for example, case studies, this, then the third, and it's going to basically go and create the funnel. So any like images exactly like, what's it called? I don't know where the funnel went. Oh yeah. Like this, for example, like a YouTube video, you're going to give it the link for, yada, yada, yada. But bro, why is this so easy? Well, you can literally give it, for example, YouTube videos. Like, for example, like I created my webinar funnel extremely quickly, bro. Extremely quickly, because all I used was Claude. So for example, when I just ran the webinar, bro, all I did was just, I paste these on ImageBB. So, and then I was like, yo, make my complete offer, because I did like a whole, what's it called? And I told Claude, I was like, yo, make this January 7th thing glowing, make it pulsating. And then, bro, like it just fucking did it. So like, thank you, page 2. I pasted a couple of YouTube videos. I told Claude to make me a timer. Like, bro, you used to like, funnel building used to be like, yo, go and get this timer from like another site and make sure it's accurate. I just told to make me a timer that starts in like exactly 24 or 28 hours from January 1st or whatever. And then I just told him like, yo, make a couple of videos that will paste this in, what to expect. Join my free Telegram, link this button to the Telegram channel. It links in. And so, yeah. And basically what I'm getting at is what you can tell them is you can do this very easily, even if you don't have any clients, even if you don't have a lot of proof of concept for your offer too. I'm going to show you guys a quick little bonus thing here that honestly shouldn't even be legal, bro. So let's say you go to somebody in the info space, and let's say you go to somebody's like VSL, right? So I'll just find like somebody that like has a big offer, like Tanner Chittister or whatever, right? And let's see if he has a VSL. Somebody who has a VSL. I'm gonna find somebody that has a VSL. I know Mike Thurston doesn't. I'm gonna show you guys how you guys can do this without having any clients to create like more owned assets to send third. Trey Cochran, maybe. No, he doesn't have a VSL. 2 people in the waiting room. Let me let Ollie in. Give me 1 second. Well, fuck, bro. Who has a VSL? Why is it so hard to find VSLs right now? Does anybody know anybody that has an active VSL that's not one of my clients? Actually, I'll just go to one of my clients. It's easy. Let me just pull up one of my clients. I didn't want to, but here it is. Give me 1 second. I'll just go to one of my clients. Mm-mm-mm. One sec. I'll call the line. All right. There we go. All right, I'll show you guys this real quick. So for example, let's say you find someone with VSL. What you guys can literally do is you can download something called Video Downloader Help right here. Download this shit. Maybe you can even download it just straight as a TXT file. But what I do is I download this just as an MP4 file, and I literally just go and plug it right back into the TXT generator that I think is a VSL. I tell Claude to make me, so basically the exact prompt that I would use. So for example, you guys can see that it generated me a pretty like solid funnel right here, where this isn't the point anymore because you're gonna need to go and plug this in. But you guys can see like why proof of concept is so important. So for example, what you can do is like make me a VSL with this structure. And what I have a prompt for it. I'll show you guys the prompt in a second. For AI, this structure, I pasted a TXT file from a VSL that I like. Oh shit, bro, I didn't mean to submit that. Make sure it's 15 to 20 minutes. I'll just say make sure it's 15 minutes. And then follow this structure with your knowledge. I'll just say like with your entire knowledge of Reagan's offer. And then I would paste that in. It would paste me a VSL. I would basically go back and forth, just like the funnel building of like, okay, I don't like this thing. I don't like the fact that you said fluff, yada, yada, yada. Don't do AI. Make sure it doesn't sound like AI. Make sure all of this is accurate. I also have a prompt example. So I'm going to say like use direct case studies also. So this would be something that you plug in the project prompts essentially. And then I have something for what's it called? I'm going to show you guys this as well. I don't know if I've shared this with you. I don't know if I have it on a ChatGPT project, but I have VSL. I have a project that is what's it called? Testimonial verification. So basically what this is this is like a prompt here. I don't know why I made this like a project, but I have a prompt here that basically goes over like you can make sure that the testimonials are verified so you're not making shit up essentially. And then I'll go and paste the VSL with like this prompt essentially and be like, make sure that it's right. And I'll just post the 2 VSL prompts in here and all of the copy that we're running, and then just make sure that it's right essentially. And then we'll just give the client the VSL, put it on the site, and then we're chilling. Does everyone kind of, yeah, I just went over a lot of shit, but does anybody have any questions?
What was the extension called? The downloader?
Just what is it called? I think it's just called, just look at Video Downloader Help Chrome extension. Let me look at comments real quick. Is Claude better? 100%. 1000% better. Should I use both in Claude? I pay for the max plan for Claude. I think Claude is the future, especially with coding. It's fucking crazy. It's gonna make like site builders extremely lazy, bro. It's insane. Do we need the max Claude? Nah, Claude Pro works fine. Yeah. With Claude Pro, mine does. Closer. Do you use Claude any? Do you give Claude any context for code? I don't, because it knows how to make the structure. So once I do have code, like for example, let's say you sign a second client to use the first client to make the code, just give them the code of the past client and literally just be like, this is the code that you made for my past client, follow a similar structure. But you can also just do that with a couple of screenshots. And what I meant by that, meant by like the screenshots of like the current funnel is like, you can take certain things. So like, for example, like look at Iman's funnel, right? Iman has these things right here where it can be like, yo, this is a breakdown of everything they're getting in the day for like the website. Claude, please add this to my funnel, essentially. And I'd tell Claude in the prompts that we were going and making the funnel in to go and add it to my funnel. And it will essentially. And And you guys saw some of the funnels that I was making for the clients, and it did essentially. So context is important to all of the AI profiles. I'll be pasting some more prompts and giving you guys some more, but yeah, that's be going over here. How important is the prettiness of a funnel page? It's not important. There's a huge offer right now. Simplicity is way more important, but there's a huge offer right now that that doesn't even have any testimonials on it. And I think Cardinal Mason's funnel has never really had crazy testimonials on it besides like the post booking page. But it's doing like $1 million a month right now, just off of YouTube. I'm not going to plug it because it's one of the students' offers inside of licensing. But huge offer off of YouTube, and it literally just has a VSL on it. Any other cues, boys?
I don't know if this happens to you, but Claude,
If
I
you're
know you're late in the trading space. For Claude, sometimes it's like super careful on what it says. I don't know. Don't you think Poppy is better for like writing scripts in terms of VSLs and stuff like that?
I mean, the thing I don't like about Poppy is that you can connect your current Claude profile, but you can't connect to certain projects that Claude has in it, if that makes sense. So for example, Claude has such a what's it called? Like package of information of all of my clients now and what has been successful with like content, this, that, and the third, that it will pull information and pull whatever I give it. And it understands what direct response content is and direct response YouTube videos. The thing I don't like about Poppy is every time you go and make a new prompt or like a new video, it's like starting from scratch without like a lot of the project information besides what you give it. You know, I like the memory that Claude has, and you can't give the projects certain things on Poppy. And just if Claude is being careful, just tell it not to be a bitch, and then it'll be good. Like it won't do that anymore. Yeah. Any other cues, boys? What's up, Mirthan?
Yo,
That's
so yeah, how are you, bro?
What's up, bro? Chilling.
Good. My question was because I use Poppy too. I'm actually using in Jaden's account, but bro, the credits are going so fast. But when I'm using Cloud, I cannot like get the transcript of the YouTube videos. Like I'm plugging in like 10 YouTube videos. Do you have like a fast way of doing that? Because I need to get the transcript, upload them, get the thumbnails, upload it. You know, it's a big headache.
I mean, why do you need to upload the thumbnails in Claude?
Sorry, not the thumbnails, but like, so what Poppy does, I believe, is like it gets the visuals as well. For
Oh,
example,
yeah.
if I
Here,
upload
I'll
a
show you guys
reel,
another shortcut. I use so many things and I just like don't think about it, but like this is an easy way to do it too. So like for example, let's say I go to this, I use this other shortcut called YouTube summary, and then you guys can basically like go and copy this in, and then what can you do for Claude? Add text content, boom, YouTube video. Then or just name the YouTube video title if you think it's like very valid. The truth is, bro, you only need a couple of YouTube videos because they all go over the same structure, bro. Because you're not copying the YouTube content unless you are, which then if you're copying the YouTube context instead of the transcript, what you can do, paste it in here. And you already have a couple of YouTube videos. So for example, let's say I want to follow the structure of like one of Iman's like VSLs, and I want to make a super long YouTube video. Iman has this really successful VSL that he ran, I think in here that got like 6 million views or some shit. One of these. Let's say it was this one. I don't want to go looking for it right now. But I would basically go copy this, be like this, and tell Claude in the project files that this is a really good structure for YouTube VSLs. And then let's say I want to go and like make a video and I want to get certain facts right. So I paste an exact video and be like, yo, can we create a video like this for one of my offers? Make sure you follow all of the YouTube structures that I've had in the past or all the things that have worked. And then you do that. So just the what's it called? Like the transcript is good. So what that shortcut is called is just YouTube summary shortcut.
in Chrome Web Store, right?
Chrome Web Store, yep.
Okay, bet. It sounds amazing, bro. Thank you. Don't post it on social media. It's literally Poppy's downtime. It's end, but it's pretty fire.
Poppy's downtime?
No, it's like Poppy's end. because I didn't know we could get the transcript that easily because I was juggling around how to get the transcript. Maybe I'm stupid, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't use Poppy at all, boys. I never really have. I used to, but I just don't anymore. It's just like very important for me to like be in a relationship with the AI, you know?
Do your copywriters use Poppy?
If I could. What'd you say?
Your copywriters use Poppy, or are they all just using Claude?
They use Claude.
Oh damn. Okay.
Bryson used to use Poppy, but honestly, bro, like they have such a stack where they have Claude in it as well. Yeah. And that's because, bro, like you're basically building like a machine for your agency where it remembers all of your clients and it remembers all of the structures for all of your clients that you can just like copy all of those in, if that makes sense. All right. Any other cues, boys? Fucking winter arc season, boys. How important? Oh yeah, you already asked me that. All right, if nobody has any other cues, I'll just open up to Q&A. So if nobody else has any cues in the next 2 minutes, I guess I'll end the call. But yeah, Ollie, pull up, bro. Pull up. Well, all right, boys. Fire call today. I hope I gave you guys enough value. We'll be posting the recording in the what's it called, in the WAP. And yeah, boys, I'm gonna fucking kill it. Let's kill it in Q1. Make Q1. Make $1 million in Q1, and then yeah, we'll go from there, boys. All right, I'll catch y'all later. Peace,
Thanks for the
peace.
call, G.
Peace. All right, boys. Well, I'm gonna get into it. I'm gonna share my screen, and we're gonna go into how to make 100K per month as an operator. So first off, do you guys see my my screen here? Does everyone see my screen here? Say yes in the chat. I know I see my screen. Okay, sweet. So let's get into it. So this training for me is just like, I'm not going to pitch you guys something crazy on here. I'm barely even going to pitch you guys on here. This is like 96 slides of me just actually giving you guys real sauce and just showing you guys exactly what you do. The reason why this is easy for me is because I literally have been doing this for the past 2.5 years, and all I'm going to show you guys is results that I've done, prompts that I've written, and it's not a big sales pitch, just letting you guys know. So you guys are going to see that I'm very chill with everything that I do. I don't really have sales tactics on here because everything is super, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just unorthodox here. So how to make 100K per month as an info operator in 2026. So what you'll learn in today's free training. So first off, why operating is the best business model to go into in 2026, the exact outreach plus Loom plus offer stack I use to land rev share deals, the 180-day path to 100K a month, and how I use AI to automate fulfillment, offer building, funnel, sales, yada, yada, yada. The biggest skill you can literally build in 2026. I'm super excited to go over a lot of this stuff with you guys too, because I know you guys have been seeing like Claude code and a lot of AI coding stuff going on in 2026 on Twitter and shit like that. We've been using a lot of that for a minute, just letting you guys know. So who am I? My name is Jace England. I own T5 Consulting. I'm responsible for over $10 million plus in coaching revenue. These are just some picks of me. And yeah, we've been running T5 Consulting for over 2.5 years. I've been talking about it. And recently my brand kind of blew up a little bit as kind of a micro influencer, I guess you could say. As when we started posting some of our results, a lot of you guys notoriously know me as the person who scaled an offer to $1.7 million a month. We scaled a few offers to $1 million plus per month, and we scaled a couple more offers to multiple 6 figures a month, right? And this is my origin, right? So I was born in Minnesota. I failed my first agency, and I got my first clients by driving across the country with $2,000 in my pocket to chase one client, and indirectly that client has made me multiple 7-figure since from referrals, from this and the third. And yes, I'll give you guys the recording after. You guys will just have to wait though. And my story from this is I've now generated, my top month was over 450K per month. That was a huge month for me after we generated that huge offer, taking 30% plus of that one offer that generated over $2 million, and then $10 million plus revenue generated for my clients. And now I help coaches install the exact infrastructure that saved my business, right? So this is my goal for every single one of my clients and for every single thing that I do, right? My goal is to help top coaches and consultants scale to 6 and 7 figure businesses. They're streamlined processes to grow long term. These are some of my results. As you guys can see, I've been number one on WAP many times. I recorded a huge case study with Ben over here before. This is proof of my $2 million a month with one of my clients, 650K cash collected in 5 days. Here's some more proof. And yeah, that's kind of just what I use to do. And these are a bunch of wires that I received from my company from 1 month of work. And this is what I do. Yep. So here's the market opportunity right now. So there are more coaches and info products launching right now than ever before. 99% of them don't know how to run marketing or sales. They need operators and they'll pay 10K to 15K. Personally, we get 15K plus setup fees and 30 to 35% of revenue. And this is the best opportunity in 2026 and it's very scalable, like I said before. Now, this is the agency ceiling. The problem is when you run an agency, and most agencies in this space, they're very capped by selling your time for fixed fees. And what I mean by that is a lot of times you guys will just kind of bet on retainers and you guys won't hop on a rev share model. And I've told every single coach that I know to hop on a rev share model with their clients, but they won't do it. You can literally take yourself, make somebody 100K plus per month and take 30% of that, which will be 15 to 20% to you. And you can make 20K your first month if you actually do it right? I made my first client 75K his first month, but I've seen it been doing before. The shift. So the old way as a service provider, it's really a commodity. It's replaceable, and you're very capable of being fired. My LTV, if you guys know what that is, I've kept my top client for almost 2.5 years now, just paying me a consistent 30 to 60K a month every single month. Personally. Now, you will never get somebody to pay you 30 to 60K per month on a retainer, but on a rev share that is possible. And when you put it into that perspective, it's actually kind of nuts, right? And the new way is really just being a growth partner, right? So having equity, indispensable, and you're obviously like in their business and whatnot, right? So I don't charge for effort. Like I don't charge for a certain amount of emails. I don't charge for a certain amount of landing pages, VSL. I charge for results, right? So here's the math. When you hop on a retainer model and you have 10 clients for $3,000 a month, which is a lot to them, bro, they're going to be banging down your door every single day. You're very capped. But if you have 10 clients for one person, I've seen a lot of people charge 1K base plus 10%. This is one way you can do it. Personally, what I do is I just take 30 to 35% of all revenue and then like 5 and 10% to the setters and closers. So that's not to me. So I'll take around 15 to 20% plus. You can make $60,000 per month plus, maybe with 10 clients, but you can absolutely do this with just one client as well. And the alignment is the risk reversal, right? If we don't perform, we don't eat. This removes the friction of the sale, and it's a true partnership. So you stop being a vendor they can fire, you start being a partner they can't live without. And the only times that we've parted ways with a partner is any time that they either ran out of money because they made stupid decisions. And I'm being honest about this. Like I'd be honest if anything was our fault. I maybe had one offer where we were like the true bottleneck way in the beginning, and then I fixed that. Or they stop creating content, so there's no money to be made. And as you start being a partner they can't live without, right? And this is the deal structure. So let's say 20% to the operator, which is you, right? 15% to sales, which you can pay out. So that's about 35%. And then 65% to the founder. And it's absolutely worth it to them because their main focus is just what they're good at, creating content and the offer. Now, you stop renting your time and you start owning the outcome. The retainer model, you build a business, they fire you, you leave with nothing. The rev share model is you actually have a contractual, or however you say that, you have a contract in place where you can actually, you know what I'm saying, have the offer. And like I said, not really selling anything, but listen, like you guys are all going to get a shit ton of value. I'm going to go into a lot of things here. So bro, just stay to the end. But the ideal client profile is they must have a proven offer. They must be doing 30 to 50K per month minimum, coaching, consulting, or info. And then they have to be great at content. And a lot of times they're terrible at sales and systems. Like, bro, sometimes you can add like 50K plus per month to somebody by just adding a text blast system in place and some emails in place. And 5 partnerships times 20K per month, which if you do the math, it's not that hard to get there, can get you to 100K plus per month, right? Over the next 45 minutes now, I'm going to be breaking down this. So why operating is the best business model going into 2026 and why 99% of people are missing it, the exact outreach plus Loom plus offer structure I use to land huge rev share deals, the 180-day path to 100K plus per month, phase by phase, you actually know what to do. I'll show you guys exactly what we're doing, and then how I use AI to automate fulfillment, offer building, funnels, sales, and I'll be giving you guys like live demos as well, showing you guys exactly like proof, bro. I'm not just gonna say bullshit to y'all, right? So who's ready to go over this shit? Who's ready?
All right, sweet. So first off, I don't want to jump the gun way too far here, but I have consistently done outreach and gathered multiple six-figure clients different than most people have in this space. The way that I've done that is I've used an Evergreen Loom video for the past 6 months, for the past 6.5 months. This video here has over 1.8 thousand views, which is from coaches that I've sent this to. 1.8 thousand. I've never sent personalized outreach. I've consistently closed 7 to 15 plus done for you clients every single month. This is also how I'm able to guarantee clients. If any of you guys have seen me talk about that. And this one video has, like, at the time, it had over 850 views when I made this for a previous presentation. It closes calls at a 40 to 50% rate of everyone who watches till the end of the video. Once we calculate it, I use it for outreach, pre-call assets, and service explanation. And we send 100 to 200 plus DMs per day. Well, you guys are wasting time sending 5 to 10 personalized outreach messages a day, and it just doesn't fucking work, right? In my opinion, like in my experience, right? And this is the context, right? So it's hook to proof to opportunity value to guarantees to systems to CTA. If you have these 6 things mapped out, you can make an Evergreen Loom video and close multiple 6-figure clients every single time you outreach to them, even if you have no results. So if you keep it nonchalant as well and you kind of fake it till you make it, you can do that. And yes, it's absolutely true, right? Paste that twice. And why this works is most people send customized looms for every prospect. It's not scalable because there's no nuance, right? Everyone who has at least one client knows they get outreach all the fucking time. Bro, there's no nuance in this space. You send one Evergreen video that does all the heavy lifting and you're just showing them the opportunity value. Your time goes into closing, not prospecting. And with this, doing it right, you can have a 90+% show up rate, 90+% closing rates, and it's very scalable, right? Now, paste that twice again. This is the exact outreach flow. So we use a qualified scraper that scrapes about 200 plus ICP leads every single day. It scrapes them based on the US, 50K plus followers, and then if they're a coach or consultant. We send them a cold DM with a pattern interrupt plus curiosity plus a huge claim. So usually we'll say something like, I guarantee we can add over 100K plus to your top line. And this is exactly what we do, the Evergreen Loom video, and then we go and actually book the call. And this is an example from a client that has over 2 million plus followers that booked in with us right away after the first DM, and we have hundreds of messages like this, essentially. And this client is on track when we start running ads to make over $3 million a month, but that's neither here nor there. And I'm going to show you guys exactly a presentation that I use to close done for you. It's very similar to this. This is a system that I use in the Evergreen Loom video. I just go over a system like this, and I go over the CTA at the end, and then I go over a guarantee, which I don't use this guarantee anymore, but so I don't go over that in the Evergreen Loom video, but it's very simple. It's a very simple process. Now, what's in my done for you offer that I offer to coaches? So it's a full marketing infrastructure, sales team build out and optimization, backend systems plus automation, launch strategies, ongoing optimization. And the price point at that is usually a 15K setup fee to 30 to 35% of rev share, which I retain at about 15 to 20% of revenue share. Okay. And a lot of you guys probably do that model. If you don't, I recommend doing that model. And the exact offer stack I use for licensing, this is an example of a very good offer stack that you can do for clients, or that you can have for clients. So if you guys see this, you guys can see that if you have an offer that handles content, that handles AI, that handles offer creation and fulfillment, you guys will be very locked in. So this is just an example of a good offer. Not really going over anything there. So what's in my licensing offer? This is just an example, once again, of a really good offer that you guys can launch for our clients and offer creation. Let's say you guys have a trader or somebody who doesn't have a good offer. He'll be good. I will drop the docs. I'll drop all the docs for everyone at the end. It will not be available to people watching the recording. I'll drop all the fucking docs. So stay till the end, bro. I see 81 of y'all in here. Stay till the fucking end, right? But what's included? So all SOPs, proven systems you can deploy immediately, weekly one-to-one calls, guarantee client in the first 60 days, access to my network. You can turn this strategy and you can make an offer for one of your clients and take your client's success and systems and package it into a 5-figure offer, okay? Now, here are the 6 phases you will go into with a client. So first off is learning and closing. So that's day 1 through 30 when you launch them an offer. Delivering and proving the results. You systematize the results and you go and get more clients. You scale your business, you compound, and then you absolutely lock in day 151 to 180, because in this webinar, I kind of told you guys that you guys can absolutely, with the right sauce, like actually get your business to 100K plus per month with like 5 to 10 clients, right? So here's the first phase, right? Days 1 through 30. The like step-by-step thing you want to do is you first want to learn your system, right? The next thing you want to do is set up your Evergreen Loom, start doing outreach. 100 plus outreaches per day, 100 plus DMs a day is really the baseline. Close your first clients on RevShare, and then 5 to 10K plus per month locked in if you do it right. That doesn't always happen. There's a lot of people failing in the space, and there's a lot of room for improvements. I'm not making any guarantees. The second phase is you deliver results fast, and this is where AI helps, and I'll be going into a lot of stuff like that. You run the launch system over and over again, plus like ads. You can't just keep doing launches, by the way. You have to make your offer evergreen, and then you can launch. And I'll just show you guys. But like you get a testimonial plus a referral, and then you get a case study plus a second client, right? While you're doing outreach. Referrals start coming in, you scale to 3 to 5 clients plus, you keep doing outreach, you start documenting everything, and that's when you start making 15 to 25K plus per month. And this is when you add your first team member. I added my first team member before this, but this is when I would recommend it, which would be like a VA or a copywriter. You guys should already have a sales manager if you're an operator. You systematize delivery, you reduce your hours per client, and this is 30K to 50K plus per month if you do all the math. And then you scale to 5 to 10 clients, compound reputation plus with content and referrals. It's so fucking easy to create content, by the way, as an operator, because you can literally just document your results and people will naturally just come to you. Deals come to you. Your goal is 50K to 75K per month. And then days 151 to 180. If you guys do everything right, your portfolio is locked in, systems running. Your job is really just to focus on high level strategy plus client acquisition. And then your goal is 100K plus per month. Does that make sense, everyone? Does that make sense? Is this too what's it called? Is this too advanced for y'all? Or are we getting this so far? All right, sick. I'll keep going. I know people aren't commenting because they're like super locked into this presentation. So let's get it. So these are examples of just some students that I've helped in the licensing program. I haven't had this for very long. So this is pretty foundational. Jaden Hayden on track for 100K a month. Ali started making 25K per month his first month. And then Hussein is started making 30K per month. Plus, in his first month from being a closer, pretty much all of these guys were closers at a start. So if you guys are offer owners, and I have 30 plus operators making 10K plus per month using my licensing. But if you guys are, is it 100K profit or 100K agency rev? Those guys at the end of the year will be making 100K profit. Fucking guarantee you. They just made 30 to 40K plus on a couple of webinars, 30 to 40K plus on each webinar. And like agency rev, you can't really count it because you have to give 15% to sales too. So like it has to be to yourself essentially. But I lost my train of thought. This is the exact system. And I'm going to show you how you guys can all pretty much do the same. And by the way, I get this question a lot. Like if you don't have results and you can't start outreaching right away with the Evergreen Loom video, here's the hack. You don't need to use your own proof, but you're not going to lie either. You just need proof in general. So like when you work with me or you work with somebody else or you work with a mentor or based on any single connections that you guys have, you can directly say something like, I work directly with Jay Singlin at T5 Consulting. He's generated over $10 million plus for coaches. I'm implementing the same system that scaled X client Q, whoever, to $2 million plus in 30 days. And then you guys can just sell them on opportunity value. Now, the opportunity value that you want to sell them on is most coaches don't know what they're losing. Your job on the call isn't to sell, it's to show them the gap essentially. So when you say something like you have 100,000 followers and you're doing only 30K plus per month, that's a 70K per month plus leak. You're leaving $840,000 plus per year on the table. When you frame it like that, you're not a cost. You're the solution to a problem they didn't know they had, and they'll pay you 30% plus to fix a 70K per month plus problem all fucking day, right? And you're not begging for the call, you're offering an audit, and once they respond, the Loom basically does the rest. And I'm going to show you guys some examples of successful DMs that we get every single day for this. So for example, I got on a call with somebody and then I sent them a Loom video. This is the exact same Loom video I sent you guys, the same thing. And I got you, bro, for some framing, brother. I sent you like this example, and then I sent him based on my reels that already did it. And then I sent him the Loom video essentially, your video. But I say in your student, why would they not just work with you instead? Here's your student. That makes sense. But it never really happens because you're there. You're conveniently there, essentially. So like they're not going to go and reach out to me because they aren't the one that's reaching out, essentially. You're the one that's reaching out and you're the one presenting that solution, essentially. And it's still your offer. So that's why, like, if they were actively looking for operators, then they would go and work with me.
but you're presenting them with the solution. So they basically see you married to that solution, if that makes sense. And then 2 million followers, I already showed you guys this, but we get stuff that like, bro, I literally reached out to this girl 5 minutes later, we had her signed as a client. And now like just doing the math on you guys, if I make $3 million for this and I have 15% of this offer plus, I make over $450,000 plus from that deal, plus probably $500,000 plus because we're gonna take some from the deals that didn't require setters. So I really just gave you the full system. Okay, so type 1 in the chat if you think you can record a 15-minute Loom video, send it to 100 plus coaches this week, and close at least one rev share deal. How many of you guys actually think you can do that, especially like current operators and stuff like that? Type 1 if you think that's doable, boys. I think it's doable. I know it's doable. All right, sick. Type a 2 in the chat if you're actually going to do this after this webinar ends. You're not like going to just think about it. You're not going to save it for later. You're actually going to send the fucking DM. How many of you guys are actually going to do that? And by the way, yes, sometimes it takes more than 100, but 100 is a good baseline just to start, just to get some feedback. But I need you guys to go and do this. Sweet. Now, type ready if you want to see exactly how I use AI to run my 7-figure agency with a tiny team. And the way that you find 100 leads a day is I use a scraper. I scrape ICP leads every single day, or you can just go and look at who your clients are going and following. Who's ready though? All right, sick. So this is an unfair advantage, boys. This is an unfair advantage, and most of you guys are not going to have the patience to keep doing this. This is why I'm comfortable with just going over this stuff with you guys, right? AI is the unfair fucking advantage. AI is the unfair advantage. This is the biggest skill you can build in 2026. And if you guys see this going crazy on Twitter right now, I think I just saw a comment of Iman talking about like Claude Code and stuff like that too. And by the way, the lead scraper software is ours. Like we made it on Anaden. We coded it ourselves and we just give it to the licensing clients that we have. That's what we do. So this is why I'm going all in on AI in 2026. So AI isn't a tool. It's actually like my sub operator in a way. I tried to hire sub operators before. I really just use AI for a lot of the things that I had before. I use AI for every part of my business. And it's the only single fucking way, by the way, I can run multiple 6-figure offers. There's a lot of times, bro, in my businesses where one COO can just handle that offer. You guys understand how crazy it is that me as a 21-year-old with a very lean team, it's me, my sales manager, my assistant, which is my COO. That's pretty much it. And the setters and closes that we have. Do you guys understand? And we have a couple of copywriters, but do you guys understand that it's actually crazy that we're running 10 multiple 6-figure offers plus? The only way I could do that is with AI. And this is what let me hit 450K plus months on my best month, right? And the skill gap is fucking massive, right? You used to have to compete with 35 to 40-year-olds with a lot of capital and more experience. It was really more capital that mattered. Now you have a lever they don't, because nobody wants to learn new skills that's above 30 to 40 plus, and they really can't pay for it without paying one of you guys to go and deliver it, if that makes sense, essentially, right? Because they don't want to pay for AI experience. They want to pay for the actual AI talent. And most business owners have no clue how to use AI to make money. And the people who go all in on it will be untouchable in 2 to 3 years. I'm going to show you guys exactly fucking how, and I'm so excited for this. And the leverage is insane. So before AI, writing a VSL took literal days. Building a funnel took days. Email sequences took hours. I remember seeing an Upwork post, and the guy literally required on the post for the VSL to take 3 days to complete because that's how long it took him. With that was my like Upwork days, yada, yada, yada. For multiple clients, bro, this is just impossible because your client will get cold feet. They're not going to know what's going on. You operators know exactly what I'm talking about, right? Now, entire marketing strategies take hours. We've developed entire marketing strategies because we have proof of concept of what already works. This is why licensing is important in literal minutes. Full VSL takes hours. For some of you guys, bro, we can write a VSL in 10 fucking minutes. Complete funnel takes minutes. Email sequences take minutes. SOPs can literally be made in a minute. Perfect SOPs. You can make Loom video SOPs now. It's actually crazy. And this is the robot analogy I give. So imagine you own robots. You could all put in restaurants, right? Each robot gets you 15% of the restaurant's revenue. Each restaurant does $1 million a month, which makes you 150K per month to you. The robot needs maintenance, updates, strategy tweaks. It needs consistent context. That's what operating with AI looks like. you're plugging in systems into businesses and taking a cut. I'm not saying this is completely automated. Might be a good example, might not be a good example, but like it helps you a lot, right? And it helps you with high level strategy. And so that's exactly how I use AI. How are you guys feeling now? How are we feeling? How are we feeling? I still got a lot of slides to go left. I still am going over some fucking sauce, boys. What was the Lead Scraper software name? We created it with code. So like it's our software. It's not like public. We just offer it for our licensing students and we give it to them. We set it up for them, essentially. Who's ready to keep going? Fucking ready? Let's get it, boys. Let's get it. So this is exactly how I use AI, the overview. So number one, offer and positioning, Lumen sales assets, fulfillment, SOP automation, making large decisions, and speed and time compression. So I'm going to go over all of these step by step. So first off, and yes, we use N8N to do that, but it's like our software. You're going crazy, bro. Appreciate you. All right, bet. So first off, we reverse engineer offers before anything is built. Let me just tell you guys, if you guys have success with one offer, you can replicate that success even if the niche for another offer, for another coaching offer isn't there, and you can replicate the same success as long as the content and the education and the creator is there, essentially. I will give you guys all of the docs and the Canva docs to you and certain ones. I'm also going to go over some other AI prompts that I'm going to give to you guys after this, right? But the inputs is market sophistication, competitors, proof assets, and constraints. Outputs would be category of one positioning, core promise, unique mechanisms, and pricing logic. So when you give AI something and you told them this is what generated an offer $2 million plus in the first month, and then you give it an offer that's making $50K in the fucking month, bro, it's going to literally give you exactly everything that you need to do to make that offer and $1 million plus per month offer. And do you see how we're never the bottleneck? I'll be showing you guys even more. Now, this is an example of how I make perfect offers. So every single time I onboard a client, I make them submit an 8-minute voice memo. Most of the time it's 20 minutes. I tell them to make it 20 minutes. And then I use an AI prompt like this. So this is an AI prompt telling it's a world-class offer architect, build me a complete offer breakdown, and then step by step how to do this. When it gives me the final output and a sales argument for it, based off of what they said, I literally give it the TXT file from the voice memo. I get a complete offer. Now, this Claude profile is exactly what some of this looks like. So I use Claude. If you guys don't know, Claude is AI. And I give it a bunch of files. Now, a lot of AI nerds would be like, oh, you shouldn't be giving them a lot of files, yada, yada. I give it every fucking thing that I know and every single file that I know because I want all the context profiles. I don't care, right? I give it a bunch of things that I got from successful, like Hermosi's SOPs, a bunch of other SOPs that I got, scaling an off coaching program to $1 million in 75 days, all my clients' SOPs. And every single time when you ask them to explain a business, for example, I can ask it to explain the exact business that I run and help me make a webinar for it. And it will help me make a webinar. Exactly. Beginners using AI to create funnels SOPs is a recipe for disaster. Not if you have examples, which I'll be going over. You're fucking wrong, Thomas. I'll be showing you why. For example, Loom and sales assets. And by the way, what I meant by this is you can literally go over and you can literally screenshot funnels and you can have Claude now create funnels for it. And you can use proof of concept. Now, if you don't know the exact like SOPs and you don't have the exact SOPs for creating successful offers and whatnot, I didn't mean to come at you like that, bro. You can actually create a successful offer. But I'm going to show you guys. But number 2 is Loom and sales assets. So you can use it to script evergreen Loom videos, VSLs, sales explanations, real calls, objections, ICP notes, past wins, and you can get out Loom outlines, VSL flows, objection handling, sales assets, simple explanations, and just a bunch of stuff. And another thing that you guys can do, by the way, is, for example, let's say like a VSL. I have this little thing called a video downloader. Every single time I go to a VSL, I can go and download this, give them my client's complete offer in a Claude profile like this, and I can actually have it create an example 15-minute VSL that has the same flow, but it's not the same thing. And then I can use a plagiarizing prompt to make sure it doesn't copy everything. Can Claude process all that knowledge base effectively? I'm not going to yes, it can, because it gives me all the knowledge that I know. Obviously, there are probably some like hallucinations because I know a bunch of AI nerds that are probably going to be like, yo, don't put that much into a Claude profile. I just do. I'm going to hit it to the max and I'm just going to use it as a context profile plus with my knowledge, right? Number 3, fulfillment and SOP automation. So every time you solve something once, it becomes an SOP, a reusable prompt, and a training asset. This is exactly how I've done this. Number 4, operator decision support. So AI is used as a second brain for operators. Is this lead worth rev share or cash? Essentially, you can use it to basically audit all of your offers once you have a few, and then you can go over and you can basically, what's it called? Like you can ask them if they have the same potential based on their contents. What broke in this funnel and why, especially with deep research. AI doesn't replace thinking. It just speeds up correct thinking, essentially. Speed and time conversion. So things that used to take weeks often take days. So like I showed you guys, offer creation, deck building, SOP writing, outbound testing, iteration. And I'm going to show you guys some of the exact sales assets and stuff like that we've written. And then posted that twice. But this is an example of a lot of sales assets that were created by AI. So I'm going to show you guys some things. This is an example client. I know a lot of you funnel hackers are just going to go crazy now. But for example, we have setter scripts, we have dialing scripts, we have closing scripts, we have post-booking processes. So for example, this is a Miro board, and I'm going to make this private so you guys don't go and fucking take the link or anything. But this is an example Miro board that we created completely from AI. Two-step closing process that we created completely from AI, essentially downsell, yada, yada, yada. And let me just make this private real quick so y'all don't go copy the link. YouTube promotion calendars, stuff like that. We use it to create content. We use it to make the EOD reports, this, and the third. That's exactly what we do. Content scripts. So for example, this is an example of content scripts, like 5+ reels every single week that we created for one of our clients. YouTube videos, emails, essentially. We created based on the complete offer, and then we gave them the exact like content SOPs from our clients before and what made them a successful offer. And then we told them to just make it a direct response offer. So now as an operator, you can also help with content that takes no extra time on your end, essentially. Does that make sense, boys? Does that make sense? Tracking dashboards. For example, like this is an example dashboard that we have that I prepared for you guys, where it just collects all of the data essentially, and then it automatically tracks UTM sources. That's what we do as well. And with the system, like I said, these are some of the wires that I've received to myself for all of this. And the reason I fucking do that is because you guys just funnel hack all the time. I'll be giving you guys links and stuff like that, but it's ridiculous, bro. Every time I show links on my YouTube videos, I see like a million funnel hackers. But yeah, does that make sense, guys? Sick. So I'm going to show you guys exactly one of the ways that we also not only took this just to write emails, not only took this just to write YouTube videos, not only took this just to make Instagram reels, but actually make funnels. So if you guys don't know, my actual funnel was AI. So if I go here and I go to Go High Level, my page, essentially, my funnel that you guys all came from was AI. So if you guys see this, I'm going to go over this. This is something that Claude created me. Claude created this thing right here. Claude created how to make 100K per month as an info operator. Claude integrated this. Claude made all of these. He made all of these images. I gave him the images, obviously. Claude made this. And if you guys don't believe me, if I go to edit here, most of you guys on Go High Level would see like a regular funnel builder. You guys can see this is code right here. This code is exactly what AI created me and Claude created for me. If you guys don't know, I'm also running multiple 7-figure offers through AI as well. This is an example offer as well. This is a trading offer along the strategy that made me 7 figures plus with trading over the last few years. This is an opt-in page. And then like AI created that for me as well. So that is like direct proof of concept. And we use that for all of the funnels now. And what do we have now? Well, what we have now is we have successful funnels that we went and created. So what I did with my funnel prompt is I went and I took the exact funnel prompt, the exact code, and I said of my offers already, and I said make this now for my licensing offer. So let me just do. You guys want me to do a live analysis right here? You guys want me to do a live analysis? I'll go over a live analysis. Look, so based on let's say this, based on my clients' funnels and my clients' funnel codes, can you make me a VSL funnel for my licensing program with all of the context you have? Make it direct response, headline, video, and button. One page. and AI will start to make the code. If it doesn't make the code, it might just say, yes, I can, but it will make the code essentially. Now, a lot of people are using Opus and they'll actually go and use a different interface, but this is how we make all of the code, and it's going to start coding essentially. Now, it's going to take a second for actually do it, so I'm not going to go and do it. But yes, they improved. But the only successful way you guys can go and do this is if you have direct proof of concept from every single offer that you guys have created essentially. So here's an example of like an AI prompt library that I use to make sure that this is successful every time. One of the ways is AI learning SOP. So for example, if you guys don't know, every single time that we want to learn something about an offer, we just plug an AI learning SOP into it. And this basically allows us to learn about this offer and become a master at that offer in like 5 minutes. Business prompt framework, VSL AI creation, how to create VSLs based on all of our offers, Madness VSL scripts. And do you guys know why this is so crazy? Well, this is so fucking crazy because every time you guys go and do this, you can literally just say, yo, you know how I did this for X creator? You know how I did this for Q? Go and create the same VSL framework for this new offer that I'm going and doing. And it will create the funnel for you. Sometimes you have to make some adjustments. You could never do that before. Never. And the creators don't even have to know. You're literally using AI and you're a 20-year-old, 18-year-old, 24-year-old working with a 40-year-old businessman who literally makes 8 figures plus running their info product and making 20% of that. That's fucking unheard of, bro. That's unfucking heard of. It's ridiculous. All right. Now here's the compounding effect. And by the way, this has never fucking existed before. This system has never existed before. The compounding effect. People building AI skills now will be untouchable in 2 to 3 years. Guarantee that. Operators who started 6 months ago are getting all the referrals, all the best deals, all the opportunities. And when the market catches on, you're the one who knows how to use it. Pasted that twice. Now, this is just an overview of the exact process that we use if you guys want to screenshot this and exactly what you guys can do for all of your clients. So, for example, dialers, 2 to 5 direct response emails per week, SMS blasts. This is a simple analysis I go over with all of my clients. You guys can just screenshot it. And I'm going to show you guys exactly like just an overview now of what the process looks like of me going over licensing clients. So one of the processes I use is it's me. This is the exact way I run my 7-figure agency. So me at the top, a sales manager, an assistant, and then maybe 2 copywriters. Like I work with a lot of copywriters too to get a lot of results out, but they use AI. And I roll this process into every part of my business. Dialer heavy with no sales, proven background, high ticket enterprise businesses, low ticket, high volume businesses. I roll this into every part of my business and every business that I work with. Okay. Now, who here is feeling like I just went over a lot, and who here is feeling like you're ready to rock? So I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do a little poll. Type 1 in the chat. Type 1. I'm gonna type this out. If you're confused, type 2 if you're ready to start making money. Who's ready to start making money? Who's confused? Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. Now, I'm going to show you guys a framework that is backed on psychology, right? Because I know a lot of you guys are probably ready to start making crazy money. 3, you guys are gay. I know you guys are probably meant to, ready to start making a lot of money, but a lot of you guys are still probably stuck in limbo being like, yo, how are all these people making crazy money? And like, I'm just sitting here like, what am I even doing? This is something that is backed on psychology that I guarantee can take anyone out of a rut and get them into that mindset of making millions of dollars and seeing a really realistic path. So who wants me to show them a realistic path where they actually believe they can make millions of dollars? Who's ready? Ready? All right. So this is one thing that I actually coined from my mentor, Ben Bader. If you guys know him, rest in peace, bro. He's an absolute legend. I learned this from him. Okay. This is called the emotional cycle of change. I learned this from him, but he learned this from multiple different people. And I feel like every very successful person really understands this to a T, right? So the emotional cycle of change looks like this. So stage 1, always, and this is where everyone starts at when they're starting something or they're going into something, is uninformed optimism. This is when you go into something and you're like, yo, operating is crazy. AI is going to make me $1 million. I'm going to get into Claude Code. Let's go. Let's go, guys. I'm going to escape fucking my hometown, yada, 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 whatever, right? I'm going to go to Miami and I'm just going to get rich.
These guys, and every single time, you'll eventually find yourself in stage 2, which is informed pessimism, which means that things are not actually as easy as you think they are. And eventually everyone, because your risk tolerance is usually low if you're just starting something. It always is, right? You're going to go into the valley of despair when you feel like, why do I suck? Why am I not successful? Why is everyone else successful but I'm not? But eventually, if you keep going, which most people quit here, right? This is measured by time. Most people absolutely quit here. I'd say 90% of people quit here. You're eventually going to find yourself in a stage called informed pessimism, or informed optimism, my bad. When you're optimistic, but you know the exact sacrifice and the exact work that it's going to take. So for example, if I send 10,000 plus outreach messages, I'm going to hit my goal of making 50K to 100K plus per month. Okay? Why aren't you clicking on share button on Canva and presenting the full screen? Yeah, my bad, boys. I got you. Let me do this. Oh shit. Can you guys not read it, or is it at least fine enough? I'll do this. Okay. Is this good, boys? It's good? Type yes in the chat. Is it readable? Yeah, I can see it. Fire. And then eventually, if you keep going, which is 1% of people, 2% of people, you'll reach success and fulfillment. Now, luckily, if you're wondering if you're one of these people, there's 88 people in here and you've been watching for the full extent. You are one of those people. I fully believe that. Now, just to prove this is a bunch of wires that I've received for my company in just months, from multiple clients in 1 month. We've made crazy money. I paid another closer $14,000 plus. I paid our top closer over $50,000. Yeah, just flexing a little bit. Just take this in, bro. Just take this in, all the money that I've made. Okay. And now really just imagine you guys making that crazy money. This shit came from me, bro. I was literally living in Minnesota with a 1997 Honda driving in college. I had $2,000 in my bank. You guys have no idea how many times I've had $0 in my bank account. All right. And this isn't about money. This is about real business stuff. But yeah, we're getting into it. Now, I just want to tell you guys one thing before I go over the end of the webinar and the end of this training. This business in general, this business is not the best business to go into. Operating, I'm talking about, you're taking rev share. It's not because you can make fast cash. It's not because you can make a lot of money just being a beginner. It's not because it's obviously scalable. It's because it's infinitely scalable, right? You can literally take, because all of you guys know what are the best skills to have? Marketing, sales, customer support, or fulfillment, right? Those two things, marketing and sales, are the best skills you can ever have. You can go and plug this exact thing where you made rev share into 9-figure prop firms, into 9-figure SaaS companies, into 9-figure businesses of any kind. You can plug this exact same system. When I started working with a certain business, prop firms, none of them had sales systems set up already. We put it in and we made over 20,000 plus % on a single month on return from an SMS blast, because none of them do it. It's fucking crazy. And we still took 30 to 35%. I didn't even know what I was doing, bro. But you don't just have to work with info in this. Can you do that as an appointment setter? Yeah, you can go and take calls for certain companies. Can you do that as an agency owner? Yeah, but you're going to have to completely switch your whole entire company. Okay, so use this. And if you guys want to learn from me more directly, I have a 7-figure licensing program down in the bio. This is basically where I license out all of the 250 plus SOPs that I've used to scale multiple offers to multiple 6 figures a month and some offers to 7 figures plus per month. Every example, every system, every template from there. You're also working one-to-one with me and my team for direct proof of concept, so you can scale your own agency as an operator to 7 figures plus if you want to do so. We consistently close over 5 to 15 done for you clients every single month, also alongside scaling our business. So our business is on track soon to do over $1 million per month consistently, and I've just been documenting the process consistently, how I've done so. And if you're going to learn from anybody, learn from the person that is actually doing it, from the person that's running the business you want to run. And this is a program that I never meant to sell in the first place. It's just a program that is very much in demand. A lot of people buy it simply because I've built my brand off of just authenticity, transparency, and all of my numbers. And if you want to run that, I also have a guarantee for a client in there. Book a call with me below. Go check the link out below. And anybody in there, bro, if they didn't triple, extreme progress would just be stupid for running this. So I hope you guys like this video. Comment down below what you would like to see from me more. And yeah, see you guys in the next one.